I just can't seem to wrap my head around. I'm hoping that keeping track of this case using this journal will help organize my thoughts, keep me sharp. I've worked plenty of murders before, but this one is different. Victim is Cecil Adams, a typical drug addict asshole by all accounts. He was found tangled up in razor wire. Cause of death, exsanguination. The murder weapon was a frame to which the razor wire was wound, and it looks like he was thrown into the tangle of razor wire. The more he struggled, the more the wire constricted and cut him. I would most likely conclude that this was just some sick gang violence if it wasn't for two outlying variables. First, the victim had 8 straight incisions on his face, atypical of injuries sustained by razor wire. They are clean blade wounds, but all 8 are perfectly parallel across the face. This leads me to believe that the wounds were industrial by nature, which doesn't fit any gang modus operandi I've ever seen. Second, the victim had a piece of flesh missing from his upper left shoulder. Since the body was in such bad shape, we missed it on the initial examination. The missing flesh was cut out in the shape of a jigsaw puzzle piece. Shit! Someone from the department leaked one of our files on Jigsaw to the press. I just received a call asking for my comment on the Jigsaw killings. How did they know what we call him? It couldn't be anyone on my team. I'll be checking to see if any trainees are driving around a new car. This creates 2 new dimensions for the investigation. First, the possibility of copycats. Thankfully, most of the details on the assignment have been kept locked away in my home files, so the press probably just has general details, gossip, stuff like that. But the worst aspect of leaking Jigsaw to the press is going to be those damn groupies. Every serial killer gets them. The Jigsaw device unlocked by Amanda Young is different from the other killings. The device, what he describes as a reverse bear trap, is mechanically more complex than what we've seen so far. The design is elegant. There's no other words for it. Elegant. It's a hinge retractor, spring-loaded with enough force to wrench open the victim's jaw well past the tearing point. I've studied it so much by this point, I wouldn't even need a key to release it. Positive ID on the fingerprints came back as Dr. Lawrence Gordon. He's an oncologist, a cancer surgeon. He was in the system because of some trouble he had when he was 19. Apparently he had a breakdown. Had to be institutionalized for 6 months. His medical file is chilling. White male, mid to late 30s, obsession with human biology, checks all the boxes for a typical serial killer profile. We got his work address. I'm waiting on Singh to get back from forensics, and we're gonna pick him up for questioning. Background check on John Kramer was surprising. This guy was a real class act. His architectural firm designed and built half the city's skyline. When he got bored of making skyscrapers, he created a company called Gideon to buy up abandoned real estate and renovate them into low-cost housing for the less fortunate. This fucking city. People like John Kramer and Jill Tuck give so much just to get trampled over by the same people they're trying to help. Singh is dead. And it's all my fault. I'm sorry. Michael came to visit me today. It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize him. He looks like me in my graduation picture from the academy. He has to be 20 by now. 21. He's working at a newspaper as an intern now, fresh out of college. God, I'm so proud. proud. He's making something out of his life. He wasn't, well, he wasn't very happy to see me, of course. But I can't blame him. What I did to his mother, to him. He'll never forgive me, I suppose. But I'm still happy for him. I need to record this somewhere. Need to say it out loud. Sing and no, it was me. My fault. We went into Jigsaw's workshop without a warrant. I wanted to get that bastard so bad. He was so close and was always one step ahead. It was our chance. But now, Sing is dead. And I have to live with that. Jacobs was right. Even if we got him, he'd probably walk. If he'd walked, I can't help but think, would I cross the line? I've been taken off the case. This is why my team wouldn't talk to me while I was in the hospital. They were ordered not to disclose any aspect of the case to me. Chief Jacobs said that I'm technically a victim, so I'm too close to have an objective view of the situation. And that's bullshit. Jigsaw killed Sing. I'm putting that motherfucker 6 feet deep. I got Jennings in a corner. Tried to get some details on the case. Gotta give the guy credit. He stalled until Carrie turned me around and told me to back off. She basically cut my balls off, screaming at me about how I just need to let it go and that she's the lead detective now. Well, she's young. She doesn't understand. Or she can't. I will never stop for what that bastard did to Sing. I tried to call Kara today. I wanted to know why she didn't come visit me in the hospital. I know we had a messy divorce and everything, but there are just some things you do as a human being. So I called, and Michael answered the phone. He's been having trouble getting a paid position at the paper, and he wondered if I had any scoops I could give him about the Jigsaw case. I got a little emotional and hung up the phone. I shouldn't have. He's my son. I should have involved him as much as I could. But this is too close. I may be paranoid or maybe I'm just forgetful lately, but I think some of my files and tapes are gone, including... No, it can't be. Look, if they found that, who could have taken it? Nobody's been here. Look, when I leave, I keep the files locked up. Unless... Michael? No, he would never. I can't believe it. He betrayed me. My own son betrayed me. My own flesh and blood. He stole my files, my tapes. He published the story using... God. I had a tape where I recorded what really happened in Jigsaw's workshop about ignoring police procedure. How could he do this to me? My own son! Jacobs made me clean out my desk. There's not much I can do at this point. I'm no longer a cop. Even my own blood betrays me. I'm nothing. I lost track of time, of the days spent drunk and lazy on the couch. But I just saw an old magazine a few minutes ago. On the cover, John Kramer was voted Man of the Year for his philanthropic work. I can't let Jigsaw just walk. People like John Kramer and Jill Tuck spend their lives helping people. And what am I doing? Drinking my life away. If the department won't help me catch him, well, that's fine. But I'm not going to quit. Funny story. I was at the corner store, and this girl asked me if I could break a 20. It took me a second, but I finally recognized her. Sarah. Sarah Blaylock, the informant that Amanda saw after her release. She didn't recognize me, but after I realized it was her, I couldn't stop staring. She must have noticed because she asked me what I was doing. I came up with some cheesy line and she laughed. You know, we really hit it off. Now, if I was a cop, this would mean some breach of protocol, I'm sure. But I don't care about that right now. I'm just glad that when I get home at the end of the day, there's a little brightness there waiting for me. I haven't felt this way in a long time. Everyone showed up tonight at Polzer's house. Carla Song, Henry Jacobs, Joseph Polzer, and Solomon Bates. This proves they're all involved. 4 jigsaw suspects. Now, this doesn't make any sense. What are they all doing together?
He says to meet at the house. Yes, tonight something's wrong. Someone is digging. I don't give a shit if you can't find your boyfriend. We gotta go tonight. You don't show, you prove your trouble, and I'll put you in a shallow grave and burn your body. That's right. Okay.
Who is Jigsaw? Who is Jigsaw? Look, who is Jigsaw? The question rattles around, look, back and forth, like splinters in my brain. Look, Kramer is the best bet. Look, he would be the killer. But what about Amanda? No, Baxter. Just too many pieces. It doesn't make sense. Who is Jigsaw? Who is Jigsaw? Who is Jigsaw? Gordon? Losing a son? Losing a son? Look, all I think about is time I will never have with him. Look, watching him grow up. Watching his life unfold. I have been robbed of something I never thought could be lost. Time is everything. I killed a man in a pig mask back at Whitehurst. Nobody knows that but me. I never even knew who he was. Just figured it was Jigsaw. I never even thought about it until I had to make the choice. Maybe he was a family man. Maybe Jigsaw kidnapped his family. I would do the same thing if Michael was in danger. Even though he ruined my life, he's still my son. I can't let go of this obsession with Jigsaw. I just can't. We're connected, me and him. Trying to find him just results in more people getting hurt. But I can't stop. This is my only solution. My only way out. I've lost everything that matters. Game over.